Thanks for your support as a channel member, Chris Graves. I was so happy in the last episode that we'd survived the summer without losing loads of our players. We've started losing loads of our players. Hello and welcome to part 25 of the Bourne Legacy. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have an FA Cup something qualifying round game. An FA Cup first qualifying round game away against Stalybridge. Getting the cup run stuff in early this year. Plus we're away against Halesowen in the league. Stalybridge at the same sort of level as us. Shows how far we've come, because they're a team I associate with sort of National League. And the fact that they're down at the same level as us shows how far we've come. Plus, of course, in the league, and as you can see, the league, as you would expect, going really rather well. We are top of the table with a game in hand. Level on points with Leamington, but the game in hand is over them. Scott Brown is the best player in the division by miles. He's our new right back / right midfielder. We're playing him as a right back. And he's doing quite well there. Which is very nice indeed. But I did mention in the little intro there that we've started to lose some of our stars. And we really have. It's the big ones have gone. Hector Ingram has gone to Yeovil, where they're paying him £1,000 a week to sit on the bench in League Two, which is fair enough. Harry Lennon has gone to Bourne Town. They're paying him nearly £1,000 a week to actually play in the National League. And the big one, Matthew Smith, on deadline day, went to Doncaster. £1,500 a week he's going to be earning there. Again, presumably to sit on the bench in League One. Although, I mean, it'd be interesting to see if he just goes straight into their team. He's only just left, so there's not been time for him to have played a game there yet. And we have brought in a couple of new players to try and cover for those ones that are leaving. But we'd kind of already signed their replacements in the summer. But Will Jarvis is a young striker who comes in. See, we're not getting the 5-star potential youngsters anymore, even when they're released by Hull. And Jacob Munting is a central midfielder who's 20 years old. Again, not quite the same calibre of the ones that have left, but we did sign really good players earlier in the summer. So the likes of Dodds had already forced Hector Ingram out of the team anyway. Dodds has been playing very well for us so far. They're not scoring particularly prolifically, but playing very well. And in central midfield, we brought in a lot of players who haven't really had a look in yet, because Smith has been hogging their spot in the team. So the likes of Logan and Warrington. In fact, Logan's defender, isn't he? But Warrington is a central midfielder who's barely played so far because he's not had the opportunity. Opportunities will start for him now. But this is the team we're putting out there for the game against Stalybridge. We're going with Roberts in goal, a back four of Kiezu, Wiggett, Logan and Brown. We are a little light on centre-backs, as you can see. We could do with another centre-back coming in. We are looking, there just ain't any. So a new centre-back would be very nice. Warrington and Wright starting in midfield together for the first time, and Longalo and Leahy supporting Dodds and Morton up front. Let's get into the game and hopefully pull off a result. We want another cup run. Cup runs have been incredibly important to life at Bourne so far. It's one of the reasons our club reputation has advanced as quickly as it has, which I think is one of the reasons we've been able to sign some of the players we've been able to sign. This obviously we're all still a little bit confused about some of the players we've been able to bring in, but I genuinely think a lot of it is to do with the cup runs that we've had have given our reputation a nice boost, which is why we're also strong favourites for promotion every time we go up as well, because we didn't start off as the highest reputation team in the league we started in. We were mid-table for reputation down in Tier 10, but immediately started getting some cup runs going. And I think a cup run, was it Tier 9? We got to the second round of the FA Cup. That's going to give you a big reputation boost, and it did, and it has allowed us to bring in a lot of very good players since then. No sooner do I announce Brown as our new star man than he gets injured, so Freeman comes on for him at right back. Oh my word, we need some centre backs. The big thing about the cup runs we've had in the past is obviously we have them when our team is at its strongest, because we lose our best players in the summer and then bring in the really good ones over the summer. So it's the best our team is all year, and then the team gradually declines over the course of the season. Well, this year it's slightly different, because I don't think we've brought in the quantity of good youngsters that we have in the past. For example, we don't have any more centre backs, because now Lennon's gone. Wiggett was the only one we had, and he was left over from last year and could leave at any time. So I don't think we signed a centre-back all summer. which seems insane. We need some centre-backs. But we've kind of already been weakened. Our team was stronger 2 weeks ago than it is now. So a weakened team before the FA Cup run even begins. And I think that's why we are labouring a little bit to beat a team that, I mean, yes, they're at our level. We shouldn't be expecting to just walk all over teams at our level. But on past FA Cup performance, obviously that's exactly what we have done. Logan taking the corner there. Our centre-back, but really he's a left-back, playing at centre-back for us today. And I think I do need to make it a high priority before the next match to try and get at least one centre-back into the club. If not three. Three would be ideal, so we're not having to use Logan there. Maybe even four, because Wiggett's probably going to leave as well. So we probably need 4 new centre-backs, which, I mean, that sounds easy. We didn't find any over the summer. We'll find 4 in September. I mean, we might actually find some who've not been able to find a club yet, and perhaps the sort who wouldn't come to us previously, which is how we got Smith and Hector Ingram, by the way. They were players who weren't snapped up immediately. We tried to get them earlier and couldn't, and then ended up being able to go back in for them a little bit later on. So it might be that we're able to grab some centre-backs that way. We'll make one change in midfield. Kundal can come on in there. We're going to go a little bit more attacking as well, move up to positive, and we're going to have some passion. If we get knocked out of the FA Cup here, this will be very upsetting and not part of the script at all. Can we go and score a goal, please? Lee, he knows how to score goals. He should go and do that for us, please. I do feel like this is a weaker team than we had this time last year. A considerably weaker team. I'm not sure this summer's transfers, when we look back on them, when we're reviewing the entire save, I think this summer's transfers maybe leave a little to be desired, and we have gone 1-0 down with 18 minutes left in the game, and I am starting to worry that we're not going to get our cup run this year, and if we don't, that is going to cause not only potential financial problems, but also Sir Mick Powell expects an FA Cup first round every year now. I think he kind of budgets for it. So it's going to cause a little bit of friction between me and the board, because that would be a serious piece of underperformance on the old club vision board, which we need to rectify. So we've got 15 minutes. Could we go and grab a goal or two, please? Roberts, he's going to try and score himself. He's had a shot. Goodness me, ball over the top. Morton flicks on. We've seen nothing of Morton or Dodds today. Lee is there, though, and on another day, Lee scores there. Dodds does well to win the ball back. Kiezu from range. That was pathetic. What a poor attempt that was. We've got Magenis on the bench, and I think we probably need to bring him on because we are seriously struggling up front today. So he can come on. We're going to go attack him, and I'm going to demand more, I think. We should be better than this. There you go. Demand more. I've pressured them. Excellent. Well, you know what? We need the money. Feel some pressure. Go up there and score. You silly gooses. Oh, my word. We've been knocked out of the FA Cup in the first qualifying round. I'm going to get aggressive. I am very unhappy with that. This on the web. I don't care what you found on the web, Siri. I'm not happy about that football score. Have I been sacked? Yeah, look at that. That is a big difference from some of the money we've had in the past. That is not going to be looking very healthy come the end of the season. Right, let's go and find some defenders and maybe some strikers and maybe just lots of players. We need players. We managed to bring one centre-back in the end. He's nowhere close to match fit, so doesn't play today. Kieran Kennedy, though, 28 years old, formerly of Port Vale, amongst others. So he comes in to just offer us a little bit of strength in depth at centre-back. I had forgotten Sam McClelland existed, who's one of the ones we brought in the summer on a free transfer from Chelsea. He was on international duty for the last game, which is why I forgot he existed. But he is, he's probably quite an adequate one to put in there as well. The only other change is Hodgson coming in at right back because of the injury to Brown, wherever he is. He's around here somewhere. Not going to be out for long, but Hodgson can play today. What a lovely player to be able to bring in, by the way. Still only 30 years old, 25 caps for Northern Ireland, loads of Football League and Scottish Premier League experience. We can just bring him on as a, we've got an injury to our first choice right back. Get Lee Hodgson out there. Wonderful stuff. Right, hopefully we are a little bit more effective in today's game than we were in that last one. I don't think there's been an episode of Bourne so far where we've not scored a goal, but we are halfway through the episode and haven't yet scored a goal. Talking of goal scorers, I did notice before this match, I had a little look at the club favoured personnel, and I noticed that Hector Ingram was the first player to make it onto the club icons list. He scored a lot of goals for us for 1 year and then left, and he's a club icon. I've got us 3 consecutive promotions and an FA Cup second round, and I'm only favoured personnel. I see where I stand with Simic Powell. Dodds has just scored, though. It's his 5th goal of the season. And thankfully, we still don't have to go an episode without scoring a goal. It's Halesowen 0, Bourne 1, just before the 20-minute mark. It's a very tidy little bit of football from Dodds. Lovely control to take 2 defenders out of the game completely. And then a nice little finish past the keeper as well. And as it stands, that puts us 3 points clear at the top of the league. No longer with a game in hand over Leamington. Presumably they're not playing today. So this becomes our game in hand over them. But both of us have games in hand over everybody else who's around us. What a strange selection of teams, by the way, in this supposedly regional division. We've got Leamington, who, I mean, that's up near Birmingham, isn't it? And Truro, which is that Cornwall or Devon? It's certainly way down that way. I mean, Leamington to Truro's a long old trip. You're looking at, I mean, for me to drive to there from Peterborough, you're looking at 6 or 7 hours, surely. Have we got any really northern teams knocking around? I mean, we're actually relatively far north compared to almost everyone else in this division. We might be the most northern team in it, actually. So I'm still not entirely sure whether we'll do Conference North or Conference South. I guess it depends on who gets relegated, maybe. Dodds has just missed an absolute sitter. 2 attempts straight into the arms of the keeper and then gets an open goal and manages to hit the post. That boy is not going to be a 30-goal-a-season striker, is he? He's a decent forward. He's got potential, but he's not come into the team immediately scoring loads of goals the way Hector Ingram has and the way so many others have before him, the likes of Mata and whoever else has scored, Udo Carty. He's more of a Marcus Day, Luke Plange, who both came into the team and took a little bit of a while to find their feet before becoming heroes. And hopefully that's what we're going to get with Dodds. He's slowly but surely easing his way into the team. And as he gets used to it, he'll start scoring more and more goals and showing just how good he is. Hopefully. In the contract offering news that we were talking about a little bit yesterday, or the day before, yes, I don't even remember when we were talking about it now. It seems that there's a consensus that we should be able to offer proper contracts when we get up to the National League, up to National League North and South, Tier 6. I think that's how it was with Home last year. I don't think we could offer semi-pro proper contracts until we were in Tier 6. So it's apparently something to do with club reputation. Our reputation is too low to be able to offer them at this level, even though other clubs can, presumably because they've got a better reputation than us, maybe. I'm still not entirely clear on how it works, but the headline is we don't need to worry about it until next season. If we're in the Conference North or South next year and can't offer proper contracts, then we might have to worry that there might be a database issue. But until then, we are not worrying. Halesowen has just got a goal back. Here's me talking once again about the promotion that's definitely going to happen. There's no doubt at all in my mind we're getting promoted. And every time I talk like that, we end up just struggling a little bit. We had it against Stalybridge in the Cup just now. We had it. The one loss we've had in the league was in a video, wasn't it, if I recall? So I bet I just need to stop tempting the game into putting me in my place. Don't show overconfidence when the game is always listening. But of course, when the camera's not on, I'm not talking. I don't sit here commentating on the in-betweeny matches. I only commentate on the ones where the camera's on. Because I'm not weird. Well, I am a bit weird. Imagine when my postman comes to the door and just hears me out here doing this through the garage door, he thinks I'm weird. But I don't think I'm weird. I think I'm all right. Right, with the corner, looking for Dodds. Dodds just sort of kind of heads it up in the air. Warrington plays it back to Dodds. Warrington he's in a very difficult position because he's had to come into this team as the replacement for Smith. And Smith, he's not really the kind of player that we're going to be able to replace anytime soon. So Warrington, he's always going to look a little bit like a poor man's Matthew Smith. But hopefully he'll make that position his own eventually. Lee can come off for Jones, who... Yeah, that's... I'm thinking... Stop thinking. More action, Kev. Logan can come on and play on the left wing today. Maybe. No, we're going to put Morton out there. Morton is actually supposed to be a winger. That's what I signed him to be, but he's been in the team. No. He's been in the team. What have I done there? Right, I want Morton out on the wing, and then I want McGuinness on up front, playing as the target man, on support, not attack. Learn the buttons, Kev. Goodness me, that was hard work. Bearing in mind the amount of 68th minute substitutions I've made in my life, I made hard work of those ones. Right, Morton is in here. Squares it for Dodds, and Dodds should have scored. We've had 4 clear-cut chances now. Apparently, that one hit the woodwork. That must have hit the crossbar. So, actually, a little bit better than it looked like it was. So, I'll let him off. It got chalked up as woodwork. None of us saw it hit the crossbar. Davis can come on in midfield as well to finish things off. And I think we'll just give a little bit of a... Should we give a get creative? I would like one more goal. Just to ease the nerves a little bit. What we don't want to be doing is drawing games against teams like this. Where are Halesowen? Mid-table teams that we should be beating comfortably. In the end, we've done all right. We've given him the old Jekyll and Hyde team talk. And that is it for a while, because with no FA Cup run this year, we are going to race through this season. So I guess we're going to come back. Oh, by the way, the Slough thing in the last episode, obviously it was resolved, but it was resolved by that game. That game against Moneyfields, that was the day both Slough games were. So they just both got moved. And as you can see, that's what's made me think of it. It got rearranged and only one of them was in there. So we're going to push ahead, probably do maybe the next 8-9 league games and come back and see where we are. We've got another cup to try and win this year, the Southern League Cup. And of course, the FA Trophy starts at Christmas time as well. So there's still the potential for some silverware to go with the silverware we're going to get by winning the league, because we're going to win the league. But as far as the next episode goes, we're going to try and get some games under our belt and build up a bit of a gap at the top of this league. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.